Are people taking over your Zoom meeting and you don't know how to stop it? Then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Betsy, and I've been on Zoom every day for years, so you don't have to figure all of this out on your own. If you're hosting on Zoom, then there's one button most people completely ignore, and it gives you instant control over everything that's happening in your Zoom room. I'm talking about muting the chaos, controlling the chat, stopping people from renaming themselves, even locking your meeting in seconds. There is a hidden control panel inside your live meeting that lets you control what participants can do in real time without scrambling or guessing who's causing the issue. Have you ever been in a Zoom meeting where something goes wrong and you're like, wait, how do I fix this? That's exactly why you need to know this one area inside Zoom that gives you control on the spot while your meeting is live. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Let's get started. So here we are in your live meeting. Let's just say that you are about to host your first or your next Zoom meeting, and you want to make sure that when everybody comes in, you want to see or confirm what they're allowed to do. Well, those are under your host tools. And as a host, you'll find that in your host toolbar. Now, if you're watching along right now, I would tell you, go ahead and pause this video, watch this on a mobile device, and then open up your computer and go into your Zoom Workplace app and start a new meeting all by yourself. You will be the host, but you have to be using the Zoom Workplace app. Okay, so now in your host toolbar, there it is, host tools. And when you go ahead and click there, you can do this, and I advise you to do this before the meeting starts, but you're in the live meeting, and what you're doing is you're setting it for this meeting. So what I'd like you to do is start your meeting little bit early and make sure you have the waiting room on. So you're going to look up here and see it says enable waiting room. So you're going to go ahead and click that little switch up there. Now take note, if for some reason you cannot turn that on, it's because your settings are not set correctly. Like you have to have at least your security settings set where you have a passcode on your meeting. If you don't have a passcode, you're not going to be able to turn the waiting room on and off. That's just a Zoom rule. They want to make sure that your Zoom meetings are really secure. And if you want some more information about how to make sure your settings are set correctly so that your meeting is secure, just drop me a comment and put the word security. And I'm going to get back to you with exactly what you need to know to learn to see if that is set. Okay, let's continue. So what you see up here also is the very top option. It says lock meeting. Now what that means is when your meeting begins and you're letting people in, everybody out there got the link. Sometimes the host or the presenter of something that you've told people that they must be there by 10 minutes after the hour. If you are late, then you're not going to be able to attend. And that could come into play if you're giving out credit or certification and they have to be there for a certain number of minutes. Hey, you know what, people? If you're the participant out there, then get there on time, okay? We, as the hosts, we open up our meetings early so you can come in and test your sound and your video. But if for some reason your host has locked the meeting, this is how they would do it. And all you hosts out there, yes, this is how you would do it. You would click up there, that turns blue. Now, anyone who clicks that link out there that you've given them to invite them into their meeting, they get a message that says, sorry, the meeting is locked and they cannot come in. All right, continuing down there, the next option is also for security, hiding profile pictures. If you're doing a seminar maybe for the public and you have 100, 200 people that you've invited in, maybe you're a real estate agent or a broker and you are having a first-time homebuyer seminar and you're inviting in all these people that you've never met, you don't know who they are, and you don't even know what their Zoom account looks like. Well, that up there makes it so that if someone is off video, they can't show you a picture. That would be making sure your meeting was a little more secure and maybe not distracting other people. So hiding the profile pictures will then just show their name if they're off video. If they're on video, then you'll be able to see them in a meeting. Continuing down, you see where it says participants and then advanced. And so each of these is going to bring us to a completely other set of menu options. Watch this. When I click on participants, now what I get is, first of all, up there in red, if something's going crazy and someone is not acting as if they should be in this room, maybe they are not supposed to be there, or they found their way into your meeting and they shouldn't be there, you can just for the moment suspend all activities, and then you can end the meeting and start again. And that's a good way just to have a red switch. This won't happen that often, but just in case, it's a backup for you. And I like the fact that you can just click there and suspend and then end the meeting and then start again with the people who are supposed to be there. Continuing down, you see all of these options is what the participants are allowed to do. So you're saying anything that's blue, you're saying that they can add something to the chat. You're saying that they can rename themselves and they can unmute. And you might go down this list and say, yes, I want them to be able to do that. Or you'll get to unmute and you're like, no, I don't want them to be able to unmute because I'm going to do my presentation. I just want them to watch. Or I don't want them to put things in the chat because I'm the only one here and I'm not going to be able to see what they're putting in the chat. I'm going to then open it up at the end so that they can have Q&A. So what you can do is at the beginning of the meeting, turn off the ones you don't want them to have access to. And then at the end for a Q&A, come in here. They don't see you're doing this. You're only seeing this because of the way I'm sharing it for the demonstration. But you would just then turn it on and they would have access to the chat. And then you would switch on, unmute themselves, and they would be able to ask you questions. So it's a great way to tweak the permissions in real time when the meeting is going on. And as we continue down, yes, if you don't want people to be able to start their video, you can do that. That one comes into play with a lot of my clients out there who I know you who are leading meditation seminars or yoga or breathing exercise seminars. There are coaches who coach on these different techniques, and it really helps to have everyone's video off. And people sometimes don't know how to use Zoom. That's why they need me. And therefore, when they don't even have the option to start their video, then everyone's names are on the screen. And it's a really easy way then for the host to make sure everyone's quiet, everyone's off video, and they can do the exercise. And then you come in here and then you can let them start video. The remainder of what's on that menu: request the host to start AI Companion, record to computer, and request to record to computer, as well as requesting the host to start cloud recording. So these are all different areas involving what you want your participants to be able to have access to. AI Companion, that's AI built in right into Zoom. So if you want them to be able to request you to start it, leave it on. Hey, it might help you if you've forgotten to start it yourself. An AI Companion will give you your meeting summary and your notes. And so I use that every time. If you don't want them to have access to recording to their own computer, then leave this next one off. However, the next one lets them request if they can. And so that way, if you have a class or a session, or maybe with your members, you can let them request, and then you can give permission to just one at a time. And then that lets them record the Zoom on their local computer, and then they take the recording with them. The next one is to request you to start the cloud recording. Again, this is just requesting. You can accept or deny when you get the request. I would leave those on. And then finally, this brand new one, it's called Transcribe in My Notes. And this gives them the ability to do what's happening right now at the top of my screen. There's a little white button, and that's to come in a future video because it's just out. My Notes is Zoom's way of letting you use a transcript and then create notes from the meeting. And you can allow your participants to have that too. I highly recommend that if you have no security issues or rules or regulations. I love doing that for my coaching calls too. So when people book a one-on-one coaching call with me, they can go away with their own notes. I provide them with mine that I take with the next steps, but they'll have their own. That's a good one. All right. So now at the top there's a back arrow. Got to click that in order to get back to that previous menu. And now we're going to click on advanced. And then in this next menu of advanced options for the host, this involves the first one up there, which is called focus mode. Focus mode is a way to flip a switch and say that everyone's videos go off as well as their microphones are muted. And then the only people that your participants can see are you, the host, and any of your co-hosts. And oh, by the way, you can see everyone. So the host can still see everyone, whoever has their video on, and the co-host can see everyone. The point here is to allow people to focus, thus its name. This makes it so that when people are in the gallery view and they can see everyone in a regular meeting, you're looking around and you're seeing everybody and you're getting distracted. If you're going to do the first 10, 15 minutes of your meeting as a presentation, turn on focus mode, and then everybody's videos are off. When the presentation is done, you can turn focus mode off and then all their videos go back on if they want it to. But when focus mode is in progress, they're not even able to turn their videos on. So now the next one up there is all screens mode. And this is very helpful in meetings where you want more than one person sharing. So if you've got, let's say, a group of people that you're coaching, a small group, let's say, you can have, if everyone's taking a turn to share their content, hey, this is what I did my homework and I want to show you what I did, they can share their content so you can see it. Well, when they share all screens mode, then it prompts you with this to start all screens, and it says you will be able to view multiple shared screens at the same time. Other participants will not be able to view other screens. So there's a point too, where as the host, this gives you the benefit of seeing everybody's work. They can't see each other's. Participants will be asked to share their screens. And you have a little checkbox here, which is allow participants to view. So if you wanted to make it so that everybody could see everybody else's, then you can do that. Now we've got these last 5 options under advanced. When you go to share, this is where you can say who can share and who can't while the meeting's going on. So how many participants can share at a time, either one or multiple, and then who can share all participants. Now I have that set in my account settings. So again, if you need some assistance in how to tweak your account settings, because it all starts there, I want you to comment confidence. The confidence of using Zoom all starts with setting your account up for success before this meeting even starts. So comment confidence, and I'll get back to you with what I have next for you, and you're going to love it. The next option there says captions. And when you click there, this allows you to say whether closed captioning will be on or not for this meeting, and whether you want to lock any caption language for this meeting. Zoom comes with many languages that captions can be translated into. And then also if someone needs a manual captioner, that's a third party, you can enable that so that they can use it. Make sure you click that little back button to get back. So we're going into these menus, like Docs is next. And then when you get in here, that little tiny back arrow gets you back out. The Zoom Docs, this is a way of creating a document that you can then share with a group of people. And the document can actually be taken from the notes of prior meetings. So if you are using Zoom Docs, this is for you, where you can say, allow the participants to share them. So if you've involved them in creating their own Zoom Docs, not Google Docs, but Zoom Docs, then you want to enable that. And then just here, who can share when someone else is sharing. If you want to close it down so it's only you, then it's the host. But if you want to make it that everybody can share, that's an option there. And then who can create a doc in this meeting? Either all the participants or just people in your organization, which means that you have a big business license and you have multiple users on your account. Not if you're all under different Zoom accounts, that's not you, or just the host. Click that back arrow. And then the last 2 here are the whiteboards. When you are using whiteboards in your meetings, this is the settings to say that you can allow participants to share their whiteboard. And whiteboards are a great way to collaborate. It's like taking a big board that you had in a physical classroom and just putting it right here in front of everybody so they can all collaborate on top of it. And then again, who can share it? Just you or everybody? And then who can initiate a new whiteboard in the meeting? So if you don't want them all being able to do this, then just set it up to you. I teach all of this. When people come into my tech collective and they want to practice, we do that every week live on Zoom. If you want more information about joining us in the collective, we have a free trial for you. Just find us here at our website, or we'll put it in the description for you as well. So you can just go down there and click it, make it easy for you. We hope to see you there. All right. right, so finally, we have the apps, and the apps are part of Zoom's marketplace where there are these third-party apps, and these are the settings that say whether your participants can do this or not. So you can say share real-time meeting content with apps, whether you want that to happen or not. If you're not using apps at all, then this menu may not be applicable to you. You will find the apps in your host toolbar. So that menu is just the settings. If you don't see apps here, then you're going to go here to more. And when you go to more, that's just the leftover items that don't fit here. And you'll see apps right there. So that's where you bring up the apps to use them in the meeting. But the host tools that we went through are really to set and tweak the permissions for them. And now you know exactly how to take control of your Zoom meeting in real time without the stress. If this helped you, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel. We have a new video for you every week. And then I'll see you in the next one.